Fitness friends, we're back. Talk a little bit about CrossFit, group coaching, the CrossFit Level 3, kind of pursuing more from yourself as a coach. That's kind of like the theme today. I don't know exactly where today is going to go, but I'm going to try to keep it a little bit shorter than what we've done in the past. But I would encourage, if you're a CrossFit coach or even if you're a group fitness instructor, I think that the CrossFit curriculum for group fitness is absolutely fantastic. I personally have my level 3. I got my level 1, got my level 2, got my level 3, had the opportunity to intern on seminar staff. Amazing experiences. So all that to say is, I think that or group coaches in general, we can demand more from ourselves. And so a certification, while it's super cool, I got a bunch over on the wall over there hanging up, right? It's the I Love Me wall. It makes me feel good about myself. When I wake up in the morning, I look at it and be like, oh, I did something in my life. It means nothing. It means nothing. Certifications, recognitions, achievements, all of it means nothing. What it does mean is that you care enough to work hard to develop yourself, but it means it's just a piece of paper, it's just an achievement, it's just an accolade. If the coach does something with it and they're focused on their personal and professional development, typically they go hand in hand, but it doesn't always. And so all that to be said, if you see someone with a level 3 or CSCS or whatever else it is, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're God's gift to the earth as far as coaching goes. Okay, what makes a difference between the okay coaches and the good coaches are the ones that are diligent in their day in and day out pursuit. Okay, and so for group coaches out there, and I love this, I think this is actually really great. So this is what CrossFit has: the 6 fundamentals of effective coaches or effective coaching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Teaching, seeing, correcting. Presence and attitude, demonstration, demo, and then class management. And underneath here I have lesson prep. The great coaches, the good group coaches are going to take time to quote unquote check these boxes. Okay? Lesson prepping is going to be important to them. Why? Because how they make their living, how they make their money is standing in front of people, making sure that they're moving well, effectively, and they have their whole hour planned out. When I played sports, the best coaches that I had for practice, when we showed up to practice, they had every single minute mapped out. Okay? So if you're a group coach out there, I suggest and encourage and gently push you to lesson prep for your classes and your workouts that you coach. Okay, so here are these 6s. I don't care what you coach. I think all of us can benefit from this. Okay, these are the first three. These are the second 3. I call these the primary skills, and then these are the secondary skills. These are the nuts and bolts. These are the meat and potatoes to coaching. This is teaching a movement effectively. Okay. Whether it's through your example, what you say, what you're showing people, however it is that you're teaching people the movement, that is very important. And oftentimes your communication, but either by the whiteboard or body language or whatever else, has a lot to do with that. So teaching effectively is really important. Secondary is seeing issues, seeing faults. Okay, whether you're in the right position in the room to see them, or and most importantly, setting yourself up so you're seeing them in real time, right? If someone's knee goes valgus now, you're seeing that knee go valgus now. Not, oh, I think I saw something out of the corner of my eye. I don't know, I might have missed it. And then they're on rep 6 or 7 and they're valgus, and then now you're addressing it. Now you're approaching it. Okay, seeing faults in the moment, being able to recognize that is a fault. That is a fault. The knee is going in not because of a weak hip, but because of a flat foot. And as a result, the knee is going valgus. Correcting. Knowing what you're seeing and then correcting it, making actionable changes in that moment. If someone's knee is going in because of a flat foot or a flat arch, being able to cue and correct that in that moment and seeing actionable changes then. If you're not seeing changes in that moment, use a different cue, use a different method, and go after it, okay? Correcting, seeing change happen real time. These are the nuts and bolts. This is what I encourage people. These are the skills and the tools of part of the trade of coaching. If you have this stuff down, then we can start work on polishing it up a little bit. Presence and attitude. That's how you act. That's your coaching personality, right? Are you more of an educator when you coach? Are you a little bit more of a, people have had a high stress day, we're gonna bring the energy, we're gonna listen to some fun music? Like, both of those are okay. Everybody's gonna have their own style, and it's not good for you to choose someone else's style and try to become them. But ultimately, we wanna create a presence in an attitude or a culture inside of the gym that's comfortable for people to come in and get a great workout in. But your presence, your attitude, and I talked about this in one of the previous videos, is you're setting the tone. You're setting the energy in the room. People are going to, as the leader, people are gonna come and see what you're doing, and you're setting the tone, and they'll respond to that. It's not our job to respond to other people. We set the temperature, and we let other people respond to us. Demonstrate the movement. People learn best by doing. So the less coach more, talk less. I love that. I love that. I think that's an original Dean. I don't know if someone else made it up. That's cool. Coach more, talk less. Show them the movement. Stop talking. Show them what the movement looks like. Is your movement pattern? Do you move well? If you don't move well, then your crappy overhead squat where you're on your toes and you're super kyphotic thoracic position, we don't want people to see that. Pick someone else that's doing a really good job, that's a really good mover, and be like, hey, would you mind, Sally, will you grab a PVC and show us what we're looking for in the overhead squat? And, all right, guys, so get a profile view, look from the side. We have the PVC, it's right over the frontal plane, which is that slot. We want that PVC to ride that slot down. If it goes out an inch forward or an inch backwards, we're losing leverage over that, right? So blah, 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 blah. Demo, making sure the movement looks good. Class management. You have 0 to 60 minutes in your class. Are you finishing with 10 minutes left over and people are hanging out? That's value lost, okay? People are coming for a workout 60 minutes. So from 0 to 60, we want to give them value for that entire hour, okay, whatever that looks like. So it doesn't really, 0 to 5 minutes. It's like, hey, just get talking, blah, 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 right? And then maybe the first 3 minutes after that. So from 5 to 8 is, whiteboard communication, and then we got warm up after that for the next 10 minutes, moving right into part 1, and then part 2, part 3. I don't really care, right? I don't care if you're doing just a Metcon. I don't care if you're doing a strength and a Metcon. I have no preference on that. I'm not CrossFit headquarters trying to tell you guys that you need to do this, that. Here's what I do know is that you're coaching really, really well. If you're coaching really, really, really well, that there are opportunities for you to do more in that hour than you think, okay? I'm not telling you to have 5 things written on your list for coaching for an hour, but what I am saying is if you manage your time really well, you can do more. Now, caveat, if you have 30 people in a class, no, you can't, okay? If you have 10 people, 15 people in a class, and you manage that time really well, then you can do a lot. You can do a lot more than you realize in that time, okay? Lesson prepping. I started doing that after I got my level 3. I did it a couple times before, but then I started doing it consistently after my level 3. And I started to realize, gosh, man, I'm leaving so much on the table when I don't prep for my time, prep for the hour that I'm coaching. And so I want to encourage you guys, if you're not lesson prepping, lesson prep. all great sports coaches do it too, right? Like they have a 2.5 hour practice. They want to maximize that. They got X amount of practices until the regular season starts. They have all these things that they need or want to get done. They need to make their time count. Same exact thing. Okay, guys. 6 fundamentals of effective coaching. This is very much from the CrossFit Level 2. If you guys are in the CrossFit space, if you're not in the CrossFit space, I still think this is so valuable for group coaches to look at this and be like, oh my gosh, okay, cool. This is a great way to organize it and understand what I need to do or what I can do better. And then from here, grade yourself on these things. 1 through 5. I used to do this when I owned the gym. Same thing, 1 through 5. 5 is perfect. Guess what? Nobody got a 5, right? Nobody got a 5. Nobody ever got a 5. I didn't get a 5. Nobody earns a 5. None of us are perfect. But the grading scale was 1 through 5. You create something for yourself. Have the head coach at your gym create something. There are some free resources on the website. You can check them out. There's a feedback or just like a written review for coaching. So like a head coach can review a developing coach, or you can even review yourself, right? Set up a cell phone, set up a camera, watch yourself coach, give yourself feedback, and then write it down. Grade yourself on some of this stuff. The other thing is, I absolutely recommend CrossFit coaches, group coaches in general, check out some of just the CrossFit curriculum. I think it's fantastic. Level 1, level 2, work towards your level 3. Work for it. Why? Not because the level 3 is some cool thing that, it's not about the level 3, it's about what comes out of the level 3, okay? So what comes out of the level 3. So work towards your level 3. There's also a study guide on the website as well. It's free, all this stuff is free, none of it, I don't charge anything for it. If you are interested in having a conversation, we can set up a consult. Consults are always free also. But if you want to do something more than that, then we can always talk about that as well. But all this to say, guys, listen, if you are on the journey to become the best coach that you can, I give you so much props. Stick with it. It is an absolute grind, but it is so worth it. I have a box over here on a shelf. It's called my Why box. It's why I coach, why I'm in the world of fitness. Inside of that box, I have cards from every single person. There's gonna be a card throughout all of these years, right? I have some gifts. I have some little handwritten notes. I have a box of cigarettes that are in there from a client that was like, I'm done smoking, here you go. Box of cigarettes. The field of coaching, it is undervalued, underappreciated, but so important. So important. Your role is so important. I hope you guys realize that. Dig in, lean in, keep growing, keep learning, keep developing yourself. Learn, grow, teach. Until next time.